What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Crying a Baseball Podcast. I am your host, Logan Melia, joined once again by Ashton Notfeld. Ashton, how you doing today?
I am doing fantastic. How are you, bud?
I don't like when you call me bud.
That's too bad.
It makes me uncomfortable. I would like an apology, please.
I'm sorry, bud.
Fix yourself. All right, Trevor Bauer signs with the Los Angeles Dodgers after a long wait, after a video that looked like it took too long to edit that he posted on his Twitter. He signs with the LA Dodgers. It's 3 years, $103 million, the highest AAV of any pitcher, higher than Garrett Cole, his old college rival. But Ashton, give me your first thoughts.
I think it's a smart move for both sides. I don't think Bauer was going to get, that AAV on a longer contract, but getting it 3 years is still big for him. Mm-hmm. I think the Padres had the better rotation for a second there with all those moves that they were making, and then obviously getting Bauer, sways it way back to the Dodgers side. But I really didn't expect the Dodgers to spend any money. I was a bit surprised. Obviously, it looked like he was going to the Mets for a while.
Yeah.
Bob Nightingale tweeted that he was going to sign with the Mets. So
Bob freaking Nightingale. And let me pull up his apology tweet to cover it up. It was hilarious.
Yeah, Bob Nightingale once tweeted that the Cubs traded Javier Baez for Shelby Miller. So
for Shelby Miller?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Bob Nightingale needs to chill.
There's so many fake Bob Nightingale accounts. It's hilarious. All right. Trevor Bauer, he said something about, Trevor Bauer does a 180 and leaves the Mets and the money at the altar, signing with the Dodgers per John Heyman. Yeah, man. Yeah. Oh my God. All right. Yeah, so John Heyman messes up once again. But 3 years, 102, 103 million, the number seems to be fluctuating per reporter. But really at that point, what does $1 million more do? I think that this practically solidifies the Dodgers making the World Series again, if not winning it. I think they'll make the World Series. I think this has locked them in as a team that will lose to the White Sox this year.
Okay.
Do you have something to say to me, Ashton?
No, Logan.
That's what I thought. All right, yeah. So
the White Sox suck.
Ashton, there are so many words that I could use to describe you, but the two that always come to mind is just bumbling buffoon. You're just a disappointment, okay?
Thank you.
You're like a door that is missing a couple hinges and squeaks a lot.
The White Sox, more like the White Sox. That sounds kind of racist.
You should do comedy. That's what you should do.
I know.
You should major in comedy in college. That's what you should do.
Is that a thing?
What?
Is majoring in comedy a thing?
Oh, I have no clue.
Maybe you should major in not being an idiot. Boom, roasted.
Let's get back to baseball, you dumb. All right, so obviously highest AAV. The final three teams were Toronto, Mets, Dodgers, and it was Mets, Dodgers. How surprised did you see him going to the Dodgers this entire time, or do you think he's going to the Mets?
No, I thought for a while that I was going to be the Mets just from everything I was seeing and the fact that the Mets were being super aggressive for a lot of guys. And like I said, I really didn't see the Dodgers spending money this offseason, so I was a bit surprised by this. Yeah.
I just didn't think the Dodgers would add such a big piece. Their rotation now has, I believe, 3 Cy Young winners in Kershaw, David Price, who opted out last season, and now Trevor Bauer. And they have Walker Buehler. So that's 4. Obviously, David Price isn't what he was when he won the Cy Young. But that's 4 solid pitchers, man. Like that's
Well,
insane.
And then you have to also add Dustin May.
Dustin May and Julio Urias.
Yeah, who was fantastic in the World Series and playoffs.
Oh yeah, he was. Yeah.
Oh yeah, wait. There's one more. I forgot his name. He also pitched in the World Series. Oh, this is gonna bother me. Oh yeah, Tony Gonsolin.
Yeah. So this for me personally, this puts the Dodgers over the Padres. Do you follow suit in saying that?
Yeah, I'd say the Dodgers are the better team. I wouldn't lock them into the World Series because stuff happens, and I do think the Padres in a 7-game series with both these teams, I feel like he could go 50-50. Obviously I don't want to count the Braves out, but it just feels like the Padres and Dodgers they're so loaded this year that it's going to be hard for any team to beat them.
In a 7-game series, Trevor Bauer is going to walk into Dave Roberts' office and tell him, "I'm pitching games 1, 4, and 7."
I mean, Dave Roberts would say, "No, you're not," and then
Trevor Bauer would cuss him out, leave the locker room, and opt out after his first year. Yeah, that's something I forgot to mention. He has opt-outs after every year, so it goes like 40 million, 40 million, 45 million, and he has opt-outs every year.
Except it's not that.
It's not? Did I mess up?
Well, just in terms of money, because if it was 40, and 45, it'd be like $125 million contract.
You know I'm not good at numbers. We've been over this.
Or letters, but
I know that.
Yeah, the third year is a lot less expensive than the first 2, which tells me that I think he's going to pitch the first 2, and depending on where he's at, whether he's still pitching at a Cy Young level, he could potentially opt out after that second year. I think he for sure stays the first 2 years though.
Yeah, the thing is, he might not stay after the first year, because let's say he has another stellar year. He posted a 1.73 ERA this past season. Let's say he posts a 1.9 ERA. He goes like 15-8. Like he finishes second in Cy Young voting. He can walk somewhere else if he wants to. He can just go anywhere else and get practically the same, if not more, money.
Yeah, but I think he saw that not too many teams were interested in giving him what he wants this year. So I don't think he'd want to test the market again next year. Plus, living in LA and being in that big of a market, you're going to earn money just from being in that big of a market anyway. So I think he's already 30, so maybe he rides out all 3 years, but I think he'll for sure be there for the first 2.
All right, I would like that down in writing. In 2 years from now, if he's still on the Dodgers, I'll give you a crisp high five. How does that sound?
I don't want you to touch me, so no.
Okay. So I think that a lot of credit should go to Rachel Luba for staying consistent with what Trevor wanted throughout this all, because a lot of agents do crack, especially this, was it February 6th? Yeah, it's Friday, February 5th. And if you're 2 weeks away, less than that, from pitchers and catchers reporting, you might just want to get a deal done to get someone there, but they stuck it out. So just respect for getting $100 million contract, a little under 2 weeks away from pitchers and catchers reporting, because spring training's catching up on us. So I mean, just all the props in the world to her.
Yeah, and obviously, kind of props to Bowers too, because I'm pretty sure he was getting offers earlier too. Obviously, not exactly what I wanted. Obviously, it looked like he wanted to go to a bigger market team, considering the last 2 teams that he was considering was New York and LA.
He has only ever played in Ohio. That's bad.
And Arizona.
Oh yeah, he played for D-backs for a little bit. But I'm sorry, people listening from Ohio, but voluntarily spending your life in Cleveland, a bit iffy on that.
Wow. Just called out an entire state.
Cincinnati's fine. I like Cincinnati. It's cool. But Cleveland, oof. But I mean, Cleveland helped produce both Cy Young Award winners this previous season with Shane Bieber and Trevor Bauer. So I mean, they're doing something right over there. So
Yeah,
I mean, props to their pitching staff or their pitching coaches, I guess.
Well, and having one of the best managers in baseball, in
Terry
Terry
Franco,
Francona.
yeah, he's great. You know who else is great from Cleveland? Francisco. Oh wait, I called him out. He's on the Mets now. Imagine that the reuniting of Cookie, Trevor Bauer, and Lindor. That'd be amazing. That'd be the 2016 Indians.
Yeah, so they could lose to the Cubs
7
again.
games to the other Chicago team in the World Series.
No. I'm just saying, if the White Sox do make it to the World Series, which they won't, because they'll choke.
They will.
They're gonna lose to whichever NL team comes out.
Do you think? Okay, let's just say no injuries, no nothing. White Sox, Padres. Who you taking?
Padres.
White Sox, Mets.
That's a bit tougher, but I'd probably take the White Sox.
And I mean, statistically speaking, the Dodgers, White Sox, the Dodgers would probably take that.
Not probably. They would 100%.
Oh, 100%. Shut up, man. You're the worst kind of person. So, beyond this, what does this mean for, the future of the NL West? Obviously, it's only a 3-year deal. They got Mookie locked up for, 10 or whatever. It's like, where do you see the Dodgers in 5 years with no more Trevor Bauer, with an aging Mookie Betts, with a possibly missing Cody Bellinger? Where do you see the Dodgers in 5 years from now? Do you see them with 2 World Series rings, and what's their current situation?
I'm not going to touch too much on how many World Series I think they win, because that's a bit tough. I do think they're going to be super competitive all 5 of those years, but they continue to produce good hitters and good prospects. So I think that even after those 5 years, they'll continue to be good. And obviously, you look at it now they have another at least 3-year window to win by signing Bauer. But I think the NL West, I think both the Dodgers and Padres are going to be competitive for a while now. I think the Rockies should sell their franchise, considering they just traded Nolan Arenado and $50 million for basically nothing.
Sell it to the National Park Service. More people will pay to see that than the Rockies play.
That is very true. I think the Diamondbacks, I think they actually have a brighter future than people think.
Yeah.
And I'm missing one team, and I can't think of who
Giants, San Francisco.
But they also have a pretty...
How dare you forget about Jeff Samardzija and Johnny Cueto?
I'm sorry. But, yeah, well, it's clear
and Evan Longoria. It's like the old people's club, really.
Well, yeah, because the Giants continue to spend money for no reason on players that were not worth it.
Buster Posey. Well, he was worth it. I mean, he helped them with like McCutcheon and stuff like that. Oof, that was tough.
Yeah, that was tough. But, yeah, I think that it's obviously the Dodgers and Padres division. I think the Dodgers are going to be better in the immediate, but I see the Padres being better in the future. Yeah.
I mean, the Padres, I mean, I want them to be better than, the Dodgers. Nothing against the Dodgers. It's just, they won the World Series, and, for them
to make it to the NLCS every year.
Yeah, except for 15, when it was the Cubs and Mets, and Daniel Murphy went off. By the way, Daniel Murphy retired. We'll cover that in the later news.
No one likes Daniel Murphy
video. But Daniel Murphy, that was an incredible 2015 playoffs, and thank you for sticking it to the Cubs. But beyond that, they really have been. They've been everywhere, and it'd be kind of nice to get someone new.
Yeah, and I don't necessarily see really any of those other teams besides the Padres, at least in that division, even coming close to the Dodgers.
Yeah, well, wait, did the Dodgers make the CS or just the DS in 2019? Because I think the Nationals...
Yeah, the Nationals eliminated them in the DS.
And did they face the Cardinals in the CS? Yeah, because Cardinals beat the Braves.
Oh, yeah, because
they had a 13-run first inning or something stupid like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think this is just a great signing. I really got nothing else to say on this, do you?
No, sir.
All right. Well, we got a little off track sometimes, but we do. Thank you for listening to Crying in Baseball Podcast. I've been your host, Logan Melia. That's been Ashley Youngfeld. Thanks for listening. See ya.